Splatana Stomper is a medium-weight Stomper class weapon, which has also quite some range here. Yeah, this is the paint, pretty basic stuff. Not great, not bad either. Well paint. A bit slow, but gets the job done before the wave still. Yeah, on low worlds like this, it's still nice enough for sure. Talk about damage. The horizontal projectile deals 100. Vertical projectile, which is mostly used for the steelhead, it's 180. The two-shotting there. In my experience, it can be a bit hard to get used to the aiming there, because chances are you might be jumping, so you're not getting that lunge attack. Eventually you'll get used to it, and then it's an easy one cycle. Speaking of that lunge attack, if you are charging and standing on the ground, you don't hold anything on the stick or left or right, then you'll be fine and standing still. If you hold forward, then you're gonna do this. Because I didn't even hit the Coax yet now. Anyway, direct hits on Coax, 400 with a charge. Do that. However, preferably not always with this attack, but rather standing still. If you jump, then you can hold forward and that's still here. And the reason why you wanna do that is because it's faster. It takes less frames and leaves you less open to other things. If you're doing this, then you're gonna stop there for a few frames and vulnerable. Yeah, whenever you actually need to cover some distance to in front of you, then it's something you can do, like here. See, now I'm not close enough to the Coax. If I do that now, then nice little detail there. Certainly is worth learning, but rather advanced. Jumps you can just tap down, either at point blank or from far away, doesn't matter. Same with small phrase. However, the small phrase you are actually also one-shotting with the sword itself, as you see here. 5 damage. So yeah, this is extremely awesome against lessers. Then of course against bosses as well. The DPS of this thing, it's about 570. So you can get more than 1 charge per second of this. Then it did 400, it's absolutely insane, completely broken, one of the best normal weapons for sure. Better than some Grisco weapons probably. And also what I'm doing here on this target is actually kinda wrong. Like if you have big shots, sure, you're dealing 3 combos and one of the fastest ways to kill it in the whole game. Bristless is to charge shots and then tap. 500 HP, charge and run tap. The combo here. However, back to Drizzlers, one thing I need to mention there is that the aim is rather finicky. Make sure to aim up enough so that your hit doesn't get eaten by the shield and you're actually hitting the body of the Drizzler. Really strange, and just need to get a feeling for it. You're probably gonna get it wrong a few times. You still get it wrong occasionally, because I have nowhere near as much experience with katanas as with, all the old weapons, obviously. Oh yeah, and one thing that I also forgot to mention is, I mean, it's obvious with the small phrase. Or also when I do this here. This is a multi-hitting weapon. The crowds of lessers, you can like delete them very easily. That of course further contributes to this weapon being like just absolutely insane. Now let's talk about statics a bit too. This also happens to have good matchups against statics. For stingers, if you're far away from them just fighting with the projectiles, I believe probably a 3-shot. I'm not aware if it's 2-shottable like that. However, if you do get close to it, at point blank it certainly is a 2-shot, and even if you fire one projectile while approaching and then for the second hit it at point blank, then that also 2 shots. So you have some leeway there, which is nice. And then you're grabbing your egg and moving out, and everything is fine. If you cannot approach, then just do the 3 projectiles. That is still faster than approaching. I do not care about the egg that's there. You name it. But then fish sticks, well, this is a really slow fish stick killer, and you would preferably want to avoid it. You can hit it from the ground with horizontal projectiles. Usually you will hit 2 of them at the same time instead of just 1. It's like not the end of the world if you have to do it. Yeah, you'd prefer if someone else does it still. Probably, in most comps anyway. Right, that being said, let's talk about night waves. On gorillas, again, you can do pretty much everything. Like, you're awesome against small frays, you're awesome at DPSing. You might be awesome at stunning depending on the map and position, but yeah, that is not easily generalizable. Anyway, for the DPS versus small frays part, pay attention to what the comp is. The comp is really weak to small frays than the small frays. If it's really good at melting the gorilla fast, then help melting the gorilla fast, because the reason why it's good against that, why it's good for that, it's probably exactly you, the stamper. Yeah, just pay attention to what is most needed in any moment, it'll be fine. For Rush, you are not really filtered with this thing for obvious reasons. Just stay back, protect the targeted player, prioritize goldies. Hopefully someone will hit them for 100 damage, and then you're one-shotting them once they're getting near you. And yeah, that is pretty much the Rush. Let's talk about Seeking. It's somewhat technical on Seeking. Of course, what you wanna do is the same thing that you're doing on Coag, the charged slashes and blank. What you wanna be aware of there is the Goldie path. Like, you wanna know how it works, stand in front of it and extract back with this. Chances are you will eventually get past you, and that is of course really annoying. Like hopefully it is really weak by then, and then you can like just fire some projectiles at it. And it should hopefully still get caught. Yeah, try to stay in front of it as long as possible. And of course hope that the other weapons are contributing enough as well. You are the main DPS still. So what you do there matters quite a bit. Then finally Mudmouth. As I've said, this is really good against all types of lessers, so you should generally be tempted to do lessers cleanup in front of them instead of bombing. Then again, pay attention to teammates. You might have other weapons that are good for not necessarily all lessers, but specific lessers too. There are some that might be better than this. Like, say if we're considering Coax, then a ranged blaster would be better for Coax than the Stamper is. In that case, you let the ranged blaster do it and bomb there. Yeah, that's just one example. Whoever is first there are better, and whoever does it. Right, that is all I have to say about the Stamper. Amazing weapon.